Hey, quickly before we get into the video, I quickly wanted to share some news about the Signal/Premium group we have. Because over the last couple of weeks, going into the summer, but also the rest of the year, we have started drawing up some plans for spot accumulation of coins like Bitcoin, XRP, but also Solana. So for example, how we started was buying Bitcoin. We actually had limits right here from 100,000 into 98,000. Went in big, are making a lot of profit right now. So if you're interested in spot accumulation plans like that, outside of future signals, consider joining. But that's it for now. Just wanted to let you know about that. And now let's get into the video. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on Sui. We're going to do a full update. I always start off talking about some fundamentals here real quick. By the way, if you can barely see my eyes, they're a little bit irritated. There's this huge light in my face as well, so that explains that. But want to start off with some fundamentals, and then we'll get to the technicals. I mean, ultimately, the technicals for Sui right now, I would say are quite stable. I mean, we rejected right here from 2.9. Which you can see right here on the higher time frames is a very strong resistance level. I thought when we actually had that momentum on Monday and Tuesday, and that Sui could rally up a little bit higher, but ultimately so into the major resistance, which is even stronger right here at $3. Did not do that, but that's not that bad. I mean, Sui left, like a lot of altcoins, left a major imbalance here to the downside. And that's also something you can see if you take a look at the footprint chart. And it's very slowly but surely it's filling up all those imbalances, and that's actually pretty good news. I mean, that is what you need to get some sort of a strong foundation, strong consolidation to potentially rally from later. Because I do think that a consolidation at this point of time, given the fact that it's the summer, but also given the price action for Sui, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment, I think that's what we're aiming for, right? And then at some point of time, do I think we can actually rally again? Do I think we can break above 2.9? Yes, I do think so. But at this point of time, just to cut to the chase, and also to you know, a little bit of a spoiler alert, but at this point of time, I don't think Sui has that momentum. But we'll get to that a little bit later. First of all, the fundamentals for Sui over the course of this year have been quite mixed. At this point of time, I would argue it is still very mixed, all right? The DEX trading volumes are decent, but they have decreased significantly from the average this year after the status hack. Same thing with TVL, same thing with daily active addresses, same thing with daily transactions. So fundamentally, Sui has started to perform worse than how it did basically for the majority of this year. And that's also why I think fundamentally we deserve, or Sui deserves, to consolidate down here. But then outside of that, you can see here on the higher time frames, what I said 2 videos ago is that I thought it was quite likely that this level around 2.3 was going to be the bottom, right? So we called that out correctly. But now if you take a look at this chart, I mean, on the daily time frame, on the 12-hour time frame, we are still in a downtrend. From the 22nd of May, we are still in a downtrend, and the only way we can break out of that downtrend is either with a lot of momentum, which is not apparent. I mean, the volume is not very high, like it was right here in April, for example, and the open interest is also not very high. And then when coins like Aptos and Sei are doing quite well, which historically have actually moved, you know, in tandem, or at least quite similarly to Sui, when those start to move and Sui is not reacting, fundamentally that's also bearish, right? Because you want it to move similarly to similar coins. And if it doesn't, if it moves worse than those, then that's a bad sign. Also drop down below the 7-day rolling VWAP. So in general, look, do I think we're going to drop down lower? No. Do I think we can drop down towards 2.4, 2.35? Yes. But I think ultimately it's most likely that we're just going to form some sort of stability right here between 2.9 and 2.3, and then at some point of time, if we actually do see momentum coming in, and obviously I'll try to be the first to tell you about that, then we can start to talk about a breakout and a rally again. But for the reasons I've given you a little bit earlier, I don't think that's most likely right now. But those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.